Greetings and good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of PNT Cinema Talk, and its second consecutive day in a row. Yes. As always, my name is Paul Dulong, and this is today's first story. Alright, so XMen Apocalypse director Bryan Singer announced a couple things this week. During an interview with Empire magazine, he reportedly told them that Ben Hardy is in fact going to be playing Angel in the film. So that's good. We did have Angel show up briefly in X-Men Last Stand. That was the third movie that was directed by Brett Ratner. That was universally hated by almost everyone. So I'm happy that Bryan Singer just came out and said, yeah, we're going to redo Angel and we're going to put him in this movie. But he's not really saying much else. In fact, this is all he did tell Empire magazine. It says, Ben Hardy is Angel. I shall confirm it for you. But he's not a very nice angel, and that's all I'll say. So yeah, he's tight-lipped as tight-lipped can be at the moment, but you can't really blame him. It's still a ways away until this movie hits theaters. Okay, so Ben Hardy doesn't really have that much of a resume to be impressed with at this point, but he's not really the most exciting bit of news that Bryan Singer talked about this week. He also took to his Instagram account and decided to announce that he has casted Olivia Munn as Psylocke as well. Olivia Munn has certainly had an interesting career. When she first started out, she wasn't all that great of an actress, but you've seen her steadily get better slowly and slowly as the years go by. I watched her in the TV show The Newsroom, and she was awesome in that show. So I'm really curious to see what she could bring to a character like Psylocke. I think it's about time Olivia Munn got herself a nice big franchise picture, and I hope this movie is good. And I don't even know how much Psylocke is going to be used in this movie. This could be just another one of Bryan Singer's famous background characters, but I'm certainly hoping that's not the case. So what do you guys think about Olivia Munn being casted in XMen Apocalypse as Psylocke? Do you know much about the character Psylocke, or will this movie be your first exposure to her? Do you think they're going to be true to the traditional costume that Psylocke wears in the comics? And if you think she's going to be a horrible choice to play Psylocke, I'd really love to hear your reasons why in the comments section below. Alright, next up is a bit of news regarding SpiderMan in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While Kevin Feige was out promoting the new Avengers film, he kept getting asked all these questions about Spider-Man. And normally you don't really expect too many answers to be given because that's something they seem to be keeping really quiet about. But he certainly decided to answer a few questions anyway, and there's a few things that I found very interesting. Okay, so he's definitely confirmed that the age of Peter Parker in these movies is expected to be around the 15 to 16-year-old age range. They're not saying that the actor playing him is necessarily going to be that age, but that is the age we are going to be expected to believe Peter Parker is for the duration of these movies. Kevin Feige says that they really want to explore a lot of the character of Peter Parker inside the high school walls, which stays true to a lot of the original comic book storylines as well. So I think that's important that they're keeping him a teenager. And they certainly want to do things that haven't been done before. In the 5 Spider-Man movies that already exist, there are still countless villains they haven't touched, and certainly aspects of Peter Parker's own personal character that hasn't been explored as well as it could have been in these movies. He really wants Peter Parker to be the wisecracking Spider-Man that he is in the comic books. He wants to be like the lippy, sarcastic, and witty guy. They're making their concrete plans with it, and it seems to be looking very promising. In fact, he even went out and mentioned the costume, which is something I wasn't expecting this early, but Spider-Man's got a pretty iconic costume, so what exactly did Kevin Feige have to say? Well, I'll read this quote to you right now. We've already designed the costume, which is different than any of the ones that have come before, and yet ours is still Spidey, as I think you'll see. If it still looks like Spider-Man, then how different can it really be? So what do you guys think of this Spider-Man news straight from the mouth of Marvel itself? Alright, so next up, a few trailers hit the internet this week, and boy, let me tell you, I'm excited for both of them. First one I'm going to talk about is the new AntMan trailer from Marvel. Oh my god, wow. First off, the visuals in this trailer just blew my mind. It looks incredible. They show scenes of him shrunk down to ant size with all these other ants around him, and it looks beautiful. At first I was kind of unclear about whether or not I would even like Paul Rudd in this role. I don't find him as annoying in this trailer as I usually find him in most of the films I watch him in. I'm really rooting for him to be awesome in this film. Aside from Paul Rudd, there is one actor that I am definitely glad is in this movie, and that's Michael Douglas. And he gave one line in this trailer that really caused me to perk an eyebrow a bit. The one line I'm talking about from the trailer is when he says, if you give godlike powers to everyone, it's gonna be chaos. By itself, that line may not sound like much, but to me, who's like thinking a couple steps ahead to what every little thing means, I think this might be a small little nudge into what's coming up with Civil War. A lot of people thought Avengers 2 was leading into Civil War. What if it's AntMan? Because AntMan is the official end of Phase 2, not the Avengers. Like, AntMan isn't a Phase 3 movie, so maybe it's going to end a little bit bigger than we're expecting it to. And my favorite part about this trailer has got to be the villain. Yellow Jacket just looks awesome. It's a nice, updated, modern version of the costume from the comics, and it definitely looks like something you would see in a comic book. Let's just say it appeases the comic book nerd in me. But what do you guys think? Did you like the Ant-Man trailer? Are you excited to see it? Does this trailer make you feel better about it than you did before? Do you think this is a role that Paul Rudd will actually pull off? Alright, so let me know about all your thoughts and feelings on the Ant-Man trailer in the comments below. Alright, so the next trailer to talk about is the one that just dropped for Terminator Genisys. And boy, do I have some mixed feelings about this one. But the majority of which are very good. While that first teaser trailer they put out a month or two ago didn't really win me over fully, this one actually has me on board 100%. However, I do have to warn you that this trailer gives away a few things that might be considered spoilerish. Hopefully not too much. I mean, it could be just some misdirection by the marketing team. But there are some genuine oh my god moments in this trailer. And it definitely piqued my interest and made this a movie that I have to see now, even though I'm a little bit worried that they may have shown a bit more than I would have liked them to in this trailer. I mean, already the trailer is better than the last Terminator movie with Christian Bale. But yeah, John Connor's character looks interesting in this. Watch the trailer, you'll see just how interesting he looks in this. Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor is brilliant. I mean, aside from Arnold, which is obviously expected to be in the movie, I think she is the person to watch in this film. At least career-wise. She's great in Game of Thrones as the dragon lady Khaleesi, or whatever the hell her name is. This is heavy on the action, heavy on the gunplay. It's not really something I've seen from her yet. She seems to be pulling it off just fine based on the trailer. But yeah, that link is also in the description box below, and you should check it out at your own risk. I don't think it ruins the ending of the movie or anything like that, but it does give a few details of the story away, which are at least implied to be very big. So yeah, watch that trailer, guys, and let me know what you think about it. Do you think it was a good move for them to put this much in the trailer, or do you think it was a bad move? And do you think this is a film that Arnold will get a bit of his action hero cred back in? Let me know in the comments below. Very curious to hear what you think about this movie. Alright, so last bit of news is a little bit of trouble going on over at the Wonder Woman set. Yeah, apparently Michelle McLaren has left the project due to creative differences with Warner Brothers. Now, it's clearly nowhere near a point in the production where this has to be something we're worried about yet, but it still kind of ticks me off just the same. I mean, Michelle McLaren is a high-profile female director, and they definitely wanted a high-profile female director for this film. But I'm not sure where these creative differences are even coming from. I mean, didn't they discuss what they wanted their movie to be about before they hired her to begin with? Maybe she fears Gal Gadot is as bad as an actress as I fear she is. I'm pretty sure we'll never know the real reason, but for whatever the reason, they have parted ways. So now Wonder Woman needs a new director. Preferably one that knows what's going on before they say yes. In fairness to Michelle McLaren, there has to be some serious pressure surrounding this film. I mean, Wonder Woman, like her or hate her, she is the most iconic female superhero of all time. So that by itself certainly has to come along with its own little bit of stress. Whoever comes on next just has to know exactly what Warner Brothers wants, and they really have to understand this character. So what do you guys think about this news surrounding the Wonder Woman movie? Do you think it's a bad thing that the director they had decided to walk away only after like 4 or 5 months of being attached? Or do you think that Warner Brothers has just been picking some good directors lately anyway, that whoever they end up with is certainly going to be the right person? Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about this news. Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so that'll about do it for today's show. I'm so happy to put out a video 2 days in a row. Oh, that makes me feel good. But as always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Paul Dulong, and have yourselves a great day, and watch some movies.